Brawlers, baby.
You're listening to the Brawlers Sports Boxing Show podcast, starring CEO Rick Muhammad and G Money. The Brawlers Sports Boxing Show podcast.
Fans, this is your boy Rick Muhammad, Brawler Sports Media in the building. This is the Brawler Sports Media Boxing Show. He's back. Special guest again, my man, the H8ER. My man, I call him Easy E. He from Cleveland, Ohio.
Toledo, Ohio, baby.
Toledo, Ohio.
419 is in the building, baby. Not 216, 419, baby.
He corrected me already. See, so we got a lot to talk about, man. We had a hell of a weekend in boxing this past Saturday night. My man Jerron Boots Ennis, Philly stand-up. He did his thing, dude. He was straight thug in there with that first round knockout. But I knew Thomas Delorme had nothing coming. He took too many years off, like 2 years off. Wasn't no competition there. But, you know, it ain't Boots' fault. Boots got to take the fights to keep the ring rust off of him. What's your thoughts on his performance? I still feel like Boots might be the boogeyman in the 147 welterweight division. H8ER.
Well, I disagree right now. You know, he's still a work in progress. I didn't like how the fight played out. I thought that was even though Thomas Delorme bent down, I thought that was like a behind the head by that ear punch. Because if you watch Boots carefully and closely, he came down with a chopping like right hand, and it hit him like on the side, and that threw his equilibrium off. So that kind of cheated us. That kind of cheated us what Thomas Delorme was going to bring to the table, because usually he stands up pretty good. He did pretty good, you know, stood up against Bud and some of the other fighters he fought. So I just knew he was going to be a good test for Boots Ennis, but I just hated how the fight played out like that. But sometimes, you know, boxing happens like that. So to try to mislead folks to think somebody is better than what they really are. Because when I've been watching Boots Ennis, he has that Philadelphia style. If you press him, he gets wide and sloppy with some of his punches. Against some of those shorter fighters, those they was like Caucasian fighters he fought, like Lipinets. Even though Lipinets didn't press him like that other guy right before Lipinets, he was touching Boots Ennis. So Boots, you can get him to exchange it and catch him in between changes punches. So that's my weakness on Boots Ennis. But if you let him stay tall and long with his 5'11" frame, he definitely can do good work. He can move pretty good, but when you press him, that Philadelphia style fight come out in him. So that's the keys if you want to beat Boots Ennis, or you want to see what Boots Ennis is really made out of. You got to press him and go right at him.
Put him in a dogfight. And just to piggyback real quick off of, you know, styles make fights, and that looping right hand that he came over the top with and caught Delorme with, that knocked his equilibrium off, and they replayed it. It looked more on the side of the head more than the back of the crown of the head. But Delorme leaned to his right and helped himself catch that looping right hand. So that was a bad mistake on his part. And, you know, like they say, anything can happen in boxing, shit happens. And that's what happened. He got up. I knew his legs wasn't up on him. He answered the 8 count. And when Boots turned southpaw on him and started touching him up to the body and back to the head, and then that straight, stiff left hand, that was it. I felt like it was a good stoppage on the ref's part, because the referee knew he never had legs under him from coming back from that looping shot on the side of the ear.
Exactly. And that's like that punch that Wilder got hit with in the Fury fight a few weeks ago. Once they get hit right here in that ear section, that nerve that goes down the neck into the eardrum, you know, it does major damage to a fighter.
Yeah.
So that's what I didn't like about it. But like I said, I done saw enough of Boots Ennis fighting C-level and D-level opponents to know what he's about. And plus, when you're born and raised in Philly, you got that Philly style fight. You know, once you press them and do a dog fight, like when people was pressing Danny Garcia, he opened up When they pressed
Yeah.
Bernard, it was the same. So with Boots, you have to fight him like that. You gotta make him feel uncomfortable. You gotta make him open up so you can better touch him. So he still
So
gotta keep
go
say
ahead, go
that
ahead,
now.
go ahead, go ahead.
He still is a work in progress. I think his management team is doing the right thing. They bringing him along at the right time. They're not rushing him, and they know it's Earl's season right now. So I don't believe him and Earl Spence is going to fight. Usually, they like to pass the torch down because Boots is way younger than Earl at this point. And plus, Earl is on different big things right now. So I think Boots gonna have to just clean up like Victor Ortiz, not Victor Ortiz, but Victor Virgil Ortiz,
Or Virgil
and,
Ortiz, yeah.
yeah, those type of fighters. He gonna have to create his own or get a few people who still hanging around like an old name. Like if they need the money, just say like just say if one of the top fighters fall off like a Thurman, he lose a fight
Yeah.
or Boots in it, not Boots
Danny,
in it,
maybe
but
Danny
Uga.
Garcia.
Yeah, he need the money. I doubt if they match that Philly versus Philly. I doubt they match that one. Yeah, but they'll put him in there with another a champ with a good name that's older who still need money around. But right now,
But
Boots
listen,
gonna have to wait. Yeah,
I'm just like, well, you know, they can't, like you said, they bringing him along just right, his management team. But however, he is ranked number 3 with the IBF and all the other sanctioning bodies, the BC, the BA. Fight me now. He said, you know, if you don't fight me now, I'm gonna come up as your mandatory and we gonna get it on. He said he called everybody out and said, let's do this. And he's right. Eventually, he will be the mandatory because rightfully so, he could have probably been Bud's mandatory versus Sean Porter because they took it away from Sean Porter and then they gave it back. You know what I mean?
exactly. But they know with the time as him being the number 3, he gonna have to fight. Who's number 2 and 1? I don't know, or is there a number 1? Yeah, see you have to see how that is. That could be a whole nother year. So Boots might not be able to get a shot at the title to 23, not 22, but 23. Sometimes around there. By then, Earl Spence would be what, 33 years old, 32, 33 years old. By then, he should be the undisputed champ at 147. Or if he don't never get all the belts, then he'll relinquish them. Then Boots will get one like that and fight another fallen champ or something like that. But I doubt if him and Earl Spencer get in that square circle together at this point because Earl is the man and he calling the shots and he's a pay-per-view guy. And he can move up to 154 after his buddy Jamel leave out of the division. So I just believe Boots just have to be patient and wait to a fallen champ at 147 and get that. And then just keep chipping away and sharpening his
Yeah,
tools up.
because you got Stanionis. He's in that 145, 147 shake as well. You know,
Oh yeah. He is.
Ortiz. You got Ortiz Jr., Virgil Ortiz, Stanionis. You know, they still right there. You got what's that other kid named Venesian or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
28-3-1.
the one who fought and beat Jamal James. He looked good and strong. That'll be a good matchup
Yeah.
for Boots Ennis.
You talking about? Yeah, we're gonna get to that in a minute. Let's talk about that since we on there. Jamal James, I've seen him work. I've spoken to him in person. I've seen him train. That did not look like the Jamal James I was used to seeing. He was dead ass tired in like the second round. Maybe he could have maybe overtrained for this fight some kind of way, but he didn't look like himself this past weekend when he fought Butayev. Butayev fought him just like he should have fought him. Walked him down, let his hands go, combinations, and he bullied him the whole fight.
Exactly. Butaya is a strong 147 and a big one. He's like the
Big
old welterweights at 5'11. So he
Yeah.
got good heights like Boots in it. So that'll be a good fight. But Boots, I have to keep him on the outside. I see he can be outboxed Butaya. So Boots, I had to
Yeah.
keep that on the outside, then mix it up a little bit. But I would favor Boots Ennis in that because he got a little more arsenal than that Butaya. If you could keep him for being so strong and coming forward and touching him as he come forward, you can beat him.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why. But that still will be a good fight for him and Boots. Maybe later down for a vacant belt or something like that. That'll be an exciting, fan-friendly fight too. A Philadelphia type brawl.
Yeah, all Boots would have to do against Butayev is keep him at bay with that long, lanky frame and that stiff, pretty jab that he pops out, and set it up off his jab, and then step around and utilize that ring to his advantage, and he'll have an easy night against Butayev, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. I give it to Boots, but it still will be an electrifying fight because that Butayev is a strong, come forward type of guy. So
yeah,
you're gonna have to make him quit.
You're gonna have to make him quit.
Finish
exactly.
him. So it'll be a fan-friendly fight. So the fans enjoy that fight. I think the fans enjoy that fight. Yeah, so it definitely be a entertaining bout.
I like that the Rivera versus Romero fight too. Rivera looked really impressive. You know, he was wearing the Ali black and white trunks with Ali on the waistband. I'm really surprised they let him get away with that. That's copyright infringement. You know, I can see if it was Nico Ali Walsh, but I'm surprised they let him wear that Ali on his waistband like that. But back to his fight. That was a great fight, great performance that he displayed versus Romero. Romero was pretty much he fought gallantly and tough, but he was a punching bag for the most part of the night.
Oh yes, he was.
Yeah. So
yes, style make fights and good matchmaking. That was a good matchmaking and style fight. Yeah, so I definitely like it.
Yeah. Now we got the big fights. Woo! We got the big fight with the press conference and Caleb Plant and Canelo pushing each other, and Canelo pops him with a left hook and cut him at the press conference. That fight is this weekend. I got Canelo winning that fight hands down. I know Plant gonna come in and do his thing and stand strong, stand tough, and try to outbox Canelo because he's a slick boxer himself, Plant. But I don't believe he's gonna weather the storm once he tests a punch from someone of Canelo's caliber to the body or to the chin. What's your take on this fight?
I think this is a easy fight for Caleb Sweethand Plant because boxing and the science of it says he's Canelo easily. Yes, he beats him easily. He just have to follow the script of the art of boxing because a good big man beats a good little man. Canelo is a good little man at 168. If Caleb Sweethand Plants do not play the game of throwing like he did at that press conference, a sloppy wide left hook so Canelo can slip in or counter him with a quick right hand. If he keep it real basic fundamentals, a jab, a double jab, right hand, and keep it range. Let Canelo slow foot walk into his punches because Canelo won't be able to, long as you stay in front of Canelo, that's the recipe. And block for his left hook. You can counter him and hit him with punches. He can't go over your jab because you're standing in front of him. If you don't give up too many of those arsenals, Amir Khan was outboxing him. He just turned into the right hand. He circled.
He got caught. He turned right into it.
But Caleb is naturally bigger.
Yeah,
but Caleb is naturally bigger. If Caleb fight like a big man and taller and longer at 6'1" against a 5'9" Canelo, Mayweather was outboxing him. Mayweather, just imagine what Sweet has. If he don't throw unnecessary punches, those combinations that he throw, if he keep it real basic and simple, there's no way, no how Canelo can walk through them punches without getting hit. Don't headhunt, throw at his chest, because Canelo like to swoop open under and over. So if you keep aim at the target, you will land. You can't punches like Danny Jacobs was doing. Danny started slapping and throwing wide punches, went to a southpaw stance against him the whole fight. And then he changes up, but he was like making concessions for Canelo. So in my opinion, this is an easy fight. And if I was Caleb and PBC and Showtime. They already know with the art of boxing, Caleb should win. But since Canelo hasn't signed to do business with PBC for more than 3 fights, because they was trying to get him to do 3 fights. So I would have Caleb to come out with the art of boxing. We should win this fight easily. And I'm backing on that. But when people fight Canelo Alvarez, for some reason, they don't do what they typically do in fights. For some reason, they throw sloppy, wide punches, like telegraph punches, stage punches, or whatever. So I'll be watching them close, man. So I know with the art of boxing, Canelo cannot beat Sweet Hands.
So the blueprint to beat him, Caleb Plant and his team probably should go in the archives and pull up that Mayweather fight and watch that a couple of times, because that was sweet science, fundamental skills of boxing. The way Floyd fought him.
Yes, it's an easy fight in my opinion. Yeah, but you can just use a straight jab. Your jab don't really have to land against Canelo, because what Canelo want to do is try to time it. He want to try to go over top of his jab. So what you want to do is feint with your jab, and then drop the right hand on him, then come back with another double jab. You want to offset him. Then you want to fight like a big man. Come forward in like a straight line, but move your head and double jab. Canelo gonna try to slip and throw the right hand. And when he try to slip, if you double jab and once he come up, you gonna land it. And then just drop the right hand on him. But if you in there trying to throw three or four punch combinations, sometimes Sweet Hand does, Canelo will slip one and counter you. Because sometimes that player leaves his hand. Yeah, he'll do that because Canelo is the quicker, he's the quicker puncher. But if you stay basic and long, that's why Larry Holmes was so effective against a lot of cats that he fought, because he kept it real basic and simple. The art of boxing. And he outboxed those guys. When they tried to come in, his jab offset those guys. He didn't give them nothing else. So when they had to try to bull in, he'd pivot off and throw a straight jab at him. He'd touch him. Then shoot the right hand every now and then when they slip past it. So it's basic. So that's why I believe Caleb Plant, it's up to him to blow this fight and to make concessions because of the 12 or 13 million he's supposed to get for this fight. Yeah. And let Canelo become the undisputed fighter. It's up to him to lose this fight because the art says he gonna win.
Good
That's
analysis,
how boxing goes. It's up to the fighter to blow it.
Yep. You've trained.
Yeah, it's an easy fight.
You had your 12 weeks, 10 weeks. What's the line on this fight?
Yeah, you and your corner supposed to tell you how to win.
Yeah. That's what coaching and your training camp was all about.
Underdog. So yeah, I don't know the line, but I know he's the underdog. But this is an easy fight for him, in my opinion. But I need to know the business side, okay? Because you know Showtime and everybody want Canelo. He can go to any other network. So the networks, in my opinion, if he don't sign with the networks, why would I want him to win? We got to pay him $30 million. Why I would want my fighter to sneak through the door based on art of fighting the beat, so we can try to promote him. So that's why they was trying to get him, in my opinion, in a 3-fight deal. The fight Charlo now, Benavidez, all the money they could generate. Remember, they was trying to get him to sign a 3-fight deal, but he wouldn't do it.
Right.
So me, if I was PBC now, I say, okay, you don't want to sign with it, we can pay you this one. But now we supposed to upset the apple cart. We supposed to sick our dog on you now, based on the art of boxing, to knock you off and try to build our brand with our new dog and say he's the face right here. He's a Caucasian. You know what I'm saying? We could try to tap into undisputed Caucasian. Undisputed. So we could try to tap into a whole different market.
Undisputed super.
That's what I would
middleweight
try to do.
In a while.
Yeah, if you didn't want to. Right. If you didn't want to do business as far as to fight my other fighters where we can generate so much money, oh yeah, Caleb had to sit behind that jab, be patient, and get him out of there. You can get him out of there because Canelo gonna have to come forward and throw looping shots to try to land. Because of range and angles, he won't be able to
Height.
reach Caleb. And Caleb
And the
can
height.
move. He got rhythm
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah, he got height, rhythm. Yeah, he got all that. So all that is in his favor to win the fight. And he's not just a flat-footed a white guy. You know what I'm saying? And he understands
fights
the
on his
art of
balls.
boxing. He has a good amateur pedigree.
Yeah. Yeah. He was awesome in amateur. So,
Yeah.
you know, he comes
He
to the
has
ring
he
with
has
a
a good pedigree.
he
He beat a lot of
he had good boxing IQ too.
yeah. So it definitely can. He definitely could pull it. Now, don't think he can't. You know what I'm saying? He just got to straighten them punches up. Just make them straight. Nothing else.
Yeah.
We're gonna throw a hook every now and then. You know what I'm saying? If he try to roll out, but all our punches should be straight down the pipe. Cause Canelo
Nice
gonna
and
try to
tight.
bob and weave, and you just wait. Like Mike, he gonna try to bob and weave. You just step back and reload.
And timing.
Once he bob, you step back. If you don't see the target, just step back. Let him step into it.
Yeah.
I believe Canelo lost both fights against Triple G. I believe he lost the first one and the second one, but they kept saying he ain't fight Mexican style and this and that. But but it was the money. Canelo brings so much money. A fighter don't mind losing to Canelo. They just want to fight.
He's gonna make money, and he's more marketable for the money too.
Yeah,
and whoever gets in there with him, that's gonna be the biggest payday of their life as well. Like everybody wanted to
that's
fight
why
Floyd
Danny Jacobs.
Yeah, 12 million.
That's why Danny Jacobs went up. That's why he went over to the zone. And in my opinion, it was a strange fight. Danny don't fight like that. I've been watching Danny Jacobs for a long time. Danny switched, but he was throwing punches, man. Oh, it was ridiculous. But when you're from Brownsville, Brooklyn, telegraph, rehearsed punches. So when you're from Brownsville, Brooklyn, and they giving you 12 million, you got to do what you got to do, baby.
Yeah, you got to come out there and fight.
Yeah, so
like New Yorkers expect.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Plus, we already know how Danny Jacobs fight. We already know how he fight.
Yeah,
we already know how he fight.
Do you see a stoppage in this fight? Can Caleb possibly stop? Can he stop Canelo?
Oh yeah, I see because he can make Canelo take all the risks because he's the shorter fighter. If Caleb Sweethand fights, giving angles, fight tall, keeping that stick pumping, Canelo gonna have to step into punches. He gonna have to take chances, and you can clip him with something. You can put a right hand on him, but you got to set it up correctly. And Caleb can do that. Caleb, I just don't want him throwing all unnecessary combinations and staying right there to get countered. That's the only way I see Caleb throwing this fight. Is he throwing unnecessary combination as a 168 pounder? A 168 pounder don't need to be throwing combinations like a small fighter. Just because your nickname Sweet Hands. And then I want to just see him throw straight punches because the shorter fighter always gotta be in the line of fire because he gotta swoop in and come back into you. So it's up to you to understand, okay, if I keep him straight, he got to walk right into him to get into me. Or he going to try to throw that hook. If you circle, if you circle away from his hook, you going to land your jab and right hand all night long.
Be technical, and those punches are laying like a laser, like they're laser guided.
Oh, yeah. So I see it as an easy fight. He don't have to run like Amir Khan did. Just step over. You're a big guy. You're a strong guy. You weigh at least 180 or something. So, step over and drop right hands on him.
Drop them bombs on him.
Just don't get head, huh? Because Canelo can move that head. Yeah,
right,
Canelo
and come up.
can move that upper body pretty good, but he don't move them feet good. Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
Caleb. So
his
I'm gonna be
footwork is
watching
just,
all that. Pretty weak. I'm gonna be watching
yeah,
all that. See, that's why I don't like betting, because the stuff I be looking for, sometimes fighters get in there and don't do what they supposed to, and that make it
total
suspect.
opposite. Total
So with
opposite
me,
of
I'm gonna be
training
watching.
what they work on.
It be exactly. Not because the fighter is making him do it, it's because it seems like it's a concession somewhere. But like
Yeah,
I said, with Caleb, I just want to see him fight big and long with a 74-inch reach. I want you to fight like that. Ali had, well, the 80s, you know, when guys got long reach, I want you to fight like that. Jab, double jab, right hand, long right hands, you know,
stay
things of
long.
that nature.
Yeah,
Yeah. Stay long, you can't go wrong. That's the saying for Caleb Sweethand Plant. Stay long, you can't go wrong. The victory is yours.
all right, baby. So we got
But
Caleb Plant
but with
and
the money,
Canelo Saturday night. Saturday
yes, I'm
night is
looking
gonna
for
be
it. I'll
on.
be there. I'm touching down Thursday.
All
Yes,
right.
I want to see how this fight plays out.
Yeah, I think you and everybody else in boxing America, fans, critics, analysts, everybody. You know, everybody wants to see if this is the fighter that's gonna give Canelo his first loss.
Yes, it could. Based on the science, I'm betting on. Based on the science, I believe Sweet Hands Plant will win this fight easily if he follows the basic blueprint of boxing: jab, right hand, throw a hook every now and then, but your punch is gonna be 1-2s all night long. Easy work.
All night long. All right. So let's jump
Yes,
forward now and
all
talk about the next big fight we got coming up November 20th in Mandalay Bay. Terrence Bud Crawford versus Showtime Sean Porter. You know, everybody picks Bud to win that fight. That's gonna be a tough fight. We all know Sean gonna show up in good shape and he's gonna be in bully mode and he's gonna bring it. But you know that might be a mistake because Bud is such a technician and his boxing IQ is so good. You know he can really make Sean Porter look like an ordinary fighter on November 20th. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh yeah. You got to get at the Bud. Bud can move on his feet. He can, he can move his feet. He can switch on you, but he's definitely a better mover than Earl Spence as far as foot movement. So Bud is definitely tricky. So Sean and Kenny definitely has to be on top of that, because if Sean try to jump in from too far, Bud gonna step back and counter. So Sean definitely has to be more strategical as far as his attacks, as far as coming inside, bullying him. I want Sean to come out boxing, but coming forward. I want him to come forward, but moving his head. I want him to move his head, but double jabbing and coming forward. Because
Yeah.
if you fight Bud like that, like Gamboa did, Bud get a little sloppy with them 74 inches arms. He gets sloppy if you come forward and aggressive against him in the boxing stance. That's why Gamboa was able to touch him. Mean Green was able to touch him. He been touched a
Postal.
lot of times. Cal Brooks,
Postal rock him.
yeah, Postal. Yeah. So you want to be able to get him to box because you want him to get a little comfortable before he can be able to switch his feet to get out of range. So that's why Sean and Kenny can't be predictable with that. That's why I want him to come forward, grab behind a double jab, looking to throw a right hand. So when Bud is coming in with his shot, Sean could drop one of his on there if he move his head. And then he could bull in and catch Bud while he's in between punches. So it's going to be tricky, and Sean going to have to set it up like that. In my opinion, if he does that, that's going to upset Bud a lot because it's going to throw him off his game plan. But if you try to bull in too far, Bud can shoot a jab. He got good uppercuts, and he can turn on you. So Bud definitely can do that. But like I
Yeah.
said, lately he's been getting touched a lot. You can tell age
Yeah.
is creeping up on him. So this is a make or break
Good
fight
test
for
fight.
Bud, and I'm always rooting for Kenny and Sean. Yeah, I'm always rooting for Kenny and Sean Porter. Like I said, Sean Porter rhythm is second to none. If he does it right, a lot of these guys can't switch up with him and keep up with him. What I mean by that is a lot of guys need stationary targets to be able to get punches off. But when Sean gets in you, you know, if you ain't used to working on the inside up close, throwing short little hook shots and different shots like that, pivoting out, you know, you're going
Yeah,
to have problems.
absolutely.
But Bud can move a little bit, but Bud gonna have problems because his arms is long. Once Sean get in on him, see Bud gonna have to get them
He gonna be,
wide looping shots like he
yeah,
did. That's how Mean Green clipped him. That's how Gamboa was hitting him. Even though Gamboa had shorter arms, he was quicker to the punch because Bud was bringing him so wide and stuff
right.
until Bud found that range. That's why it's got to be very careful what Sean is doing. That's why I want him to box, to set it up, get Bud comfortable, then bull in on him. That's the
Right.
rhythm Sean has to do, in my opinion, to be victorious.
Does Bud stop
And
Porter? Is this
understand
going to be the first stoppage for Porter's career?
uh no, I doubt it. I doubt it very seriously. You know, if he cut him or something like that, he could get a stoppage. But as far as a punch or anything
Knocked out.
like, guys have to stop Sean Porter.
Porter too tough. Too tough.
Bud Arsenal, I don't believe his Arsenal has enough. Huh? He's too tough. And plus, Sean can get on the inside of you. Once he get in the inside, if you can't let your hands go real up close, you know,
He can
Sean gonna
take
be
over the fight.
protected. And that's what he gonna,
Yeah.
yeah, and he's gonna be protected. I just want Sean to be able to throw punches to Bud's body. I don't want him to miss a bunch of shots to the head. I want him to be able to throw punches to his body, Bud's body. I want his percentage to come up a little bit in this fight.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I
That make a lot
definitely
of
looking for, yeah, because Sean wastes a lot of energy and punches without landing. So if he could get his percentage up far, just touching him on the arm and stuff like that, different
pick his
punches like
shots
that,
better. Pick his
it's gonna
shots.
make a big.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If Sean does that, he'll be a monster because, like I said, his rhythm offsets a lot of these cats. A lot of these cats is robotic, systematic. So if you disrupt that, they can't think. You know, just like when Sean was up on Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman couldn't think until Sean made that separation. That's when Thurman started hitting him with hooks and keeping that separation. But when Sean was in his chest, he couldn't do nothing. That's why Sean was almost winning the fight, but he let off. Just like with Earl Spence. That's why Earl Spence started resorting to hitting real low blows, started using dirty tactics that a lot of people didn't give him credit for. So a lot of times, Kell Brook, once Sean got so close to him, Kell Brook started holding. So Sean definitely brings that out in guys. He's definitely going to bring that out in Bud if they do it correctly. And I'm looking for Sean because he put a lot on the line for this fight. He said this is a make or break fight for him for the Hall of Fame. So Sean definitely said he wants that. So I'm riding with Sean Showtime Porter. Yes, I'm riding with him since he said that. This can get him in the Hall of Fame because he's been fumbling the ball against the A-side level fighters.
All the
and
top
I
guys
believe Bud has the mechanics of an A-side. Yeah. Bud has the mechanics of the A-side fighter, but he don't perform good against good fighters. He get hit too much, and I see the flaws on him. So if Sean does this right, Sean should be victorious. But if he coming from too far, Bud can hit him with some. So I'm looking for Sean to pull this one. He gotta dig deep for this one against Bud, because Bud can move and give angles. So it's gonna be critical. Only thing I don't like about this fight, it seems like ESPN has more of the say in this fight.
Well, that's because Bob Arum and Top Rank, they got the champion, so it's their show, and they do.
Well, Well, yeah, it can be like that. I guess, I guess because when Wilder and them fought, I guess since one was a champ, that's why it was dual promotions.
Yeah, yeah.
I just
You
wanted it to
saw it,
be.
and we have
I
problems
just
with that because when they take over, it's hard for all of us media guys to get in the door because Top Rank and ESPN they absorb all the credentials. So all the other journalists like myself and like you, we catch hell getting approved because Top Rank is in control.
exactly. So I just like when both of them because it shows interest from Sean Porter and them side that they root for Sean to win this. So that's the only thing that I was leery about. It could be I call it a top rank prank. Because
Yeah,
they paid Amir Khan a bunch of money, and Amir Khan was looking good in spots in that fight, and then Cal Brook was looking good in spots in the fight with that jab,
yeah.
offsetting Bud, different things. So since they
I,
paying
I,
out this 4-5 million for Bud Crawford fighters, so we'll have to wait and see what November 20th brings.
November
But I'm
20th
going
at
by
Mandalay Bay,
history.
baby. Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm
I was at
going
that.
by
I was at
history
that
when
con
I'm
fight.
watching them top rank. Yeah, Khan was looking good, quick, fast, way quicker than
Boxing.
Bud
He was
touching him.
boxing. Yeah,
And then
he was looking good. Like you said, he
yeah,
got
yeah.
caught.
So
He
me,
leaned right into that right hand. Bop.
yeah. But like I said, but we'll see. But if Sean fight like he normally do, bring it and offset him, Sean will be in good position. I just want him to throw to the body a lot. Just arm, shoulder, touch anywhere. Don't get caught up in
Right.
just winging shots. You want to place
Yeah.
him right. So if he does that, I'm definitely, yes, I'm with the Porters. Yes, so I'm definitely rooting for Sean Porter.
All right. You heard the Wilder hater
He
say he going
definitely
with my
needed
man Sean Porter.
like Marcus said, Ohio runs boxing. Sean Porter from Cleveland, Akron area. I'm from
Please.
Toledo. Not just based on that, but I like Sean Porter. Even his height, he got to use what he has. His rhythm, his dogness. He got to use that against, typical fighters that's bigger than him. So
Yeah.
I definitely like that. So I always root for Sean. And plus, Sean can offset a lot of those guys. He can outbox a lot of those guys. Just because you're small, you can offset them with movement, coming in, pressure inside, fighting outside. You can throw them off because a lot of fighters is only dimensional for real.
Right. Now, closing out, let's talk real quick about Canelo spoke on Ryan Garcia, his stablemate, and he's saying to Ryan, hey, you're wasting a lot of time, and you're also wasting good talent because he feels like he's a talented kid with a lot to offer in boxing, but he's missing his window, which Canelo is giving him good advice. However, we don't know the whole situation of how serious and what the severity of his mental health condition is. But Canelo spoke to him and said, hey, you're wasting a lot of time and you're missing your window of opportunity and you're wasting your talent. What do you think? What's really going on with Ryan Garcia? I truly believe there is something going on with the mental health piece. And if that's the case, they don't need to rush him. They need to support him.
Me, I don't think nothing wrong with him mentally, in my opinion. I don't know Ryan Garcia personally,
Right.
but with all the fans that he has on Instagram, I think I'm a subscriber to Ryan Garcia. When I saw all the
Yeah.
fans, I just believe they know when they in the gym training and when he fights certain fighters, they already know his levels. They already know if we can't put him in with the right opponent, he going to get exposed. My guy did that. The guy from England, the one that hit him, knocked him down. I can't.
Yeah.
The one he fought Lomachenko. Them. The softball, the tall guy. What's his name? Dang, I can't think of his name. Even him, when he knocked Ryan Garcia down, he was shocked
Oh, yeah.
and impressed
That
forward.
last fight, and he
So,
got
in
up.
my opinion,
Yeah.
they already know what Ryan Garcia really can do. That's where the matchmaking come in at the point. And then if you get Ryan in there with a dog and he get exposed, the lack it's out the window. So they want to carefully try to maneuver him. Right now, he was supposed to have been them fight like Devin, them, all them boys. He could have fought some of them. He could have fought my boy Fortuna, the Bumblebee. But they knew, certain fights and stuff like that, Ryan will get exposed. Even though he got quick hands and different things of that nature, but he keeps his head up.
That was
his chest,
that was
things
Luke.
of that nature.
That was Luke
so
Campbell.
I believe
Luke Campbell knocked him down.
Yes, Luke Campbell that clipped him.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember his name. So in my opinion, they got to maneuver it. And just like with JoJo Diaz would have been a short target. So Ryan, that sloppy hook that he throw like a smash hook like Razor Ruddock used to throw. I don't know if y'all remember Razor Ruddock, the heavyweight that fought Mike Tyson.
Razor Ruddock,
like a smash. It's like an uppercut and a hook. So Ryan definitely got nice telegraphs, coordinated punches. But in a fight, it's different because you got to sit there try to get that off, and he can get clipped. And so that's why I believe they just trying to wait and buy a little time. Because Ryan is, how old is he? 23, 24?
Yeah,
is he that old?
He's 23. Still a young,
Yeah, so you don't have to rush him. Plus, he's sitting on, 10, 15 million? I don't know the exact amount. He's sitting on a lot of money, from Instagram and all the deals he done did or whatever. So, that's good money.
Maybe the fortune,
that's retirement money,
and fame came too quick. Maybe that money is what's got him mentally distraught.
Yeah, but he already said he's retiring early, like 29. So that's why he was just trying to load up the bank and probably like, why would I take all these unnecessary punches or whatever?
Yeah.
We're gonna try to maneuver our way in and out.
And get the big purses.
That's what some fighters do. They maneuver their way in through matchmaking. But Ryan Garcia probably say, I'm going to sit out mentally, because he never seemed like, before then, he never heard no mental issues. Have you?
Right.
I never heard any mental issues before with Brian. So me, it could be or it couldn't be. I'm going to take that as it wasn't, because he was handling himself as a fighter before all this. But when he got to the tier ones or A-level, B-level competition, now he's playing like this and that. So me, I believe it's more of a matchmaking process. He saw
it's gonna be a tougher. It's gonna be much tougher for him once he start fighting a better opposition of all those elite guys start coming out.
Yeah. So I believe it's that. And the people over there know they got a jewel in Ryan Garcia. The girls like him. The little new generation of fight fans like him. So they want to protect him. So it's best to protect that asset right there, because Ryan Garcia, King Ryan, is definitely an asset.
Yeah.
So you might as well play every game and to hold on to him. I know I would. Especially if I see him in the ring getting stretched out and sparring, and I know he getting touched up. So I definitely will come up with excuses here and there. That's what they do.
That's a good PR
they fake
tactic.
Injury. They fake it. Yeah. They fake injuries or COVID and all this stuff. Yeah, so they'll use whatever they can to sharpen up.
Stall you out. That's a stall tactic.
Yeah, exactly. So that's part of boxing.
And look, before I let you go,
definitely.
What's going on? What about? Go ahead, finish. Finish. What you saying? We delayed in talking. That's why I seem like I'm talking.
No. I said that's part of the game. That's the business side of the investment. I was just saying that. That's what happens. And then they could probably get him in there and keep trying to train him, try to get him to develop more behind closed doors.
Yeah. So what we looking at here, Gervonta Tank Davis and Rolando Romero, aka Raleigh. What the hell is going on with Raleigh? All these females coming at him for sexual assault. I mean, you're young, you're talented, you're handsome, you're making a lot of money, and you got to take it? Come on, man. We don't know how true it is, but you know.
That's sad. Yeah, that's sad. That's sad when it happens like that. You know, some of them fighters can't take no for an answer, and some women might be trying to come up over them. And then, you know, with some of these fighters, they have drinking problems. You know, a lot of fighters I know, they drink. You know, they get full of that. They get full of that Douce, or they get full of that Douce, or or that 1942 or something. And, you know, it get carried away.
Yeah, that
is plus, you know, they already geeked up as being a fighter. So with you know, they already geeked up being a fighter. So they testosterone level is all the way to the roof. So they ready. So it could happen and it might not. But I kind of predicted that Tank wasn't going to fight Rolly because of the location. When they came up with that location in LA at the Staples Center, I thought it was a flim-flam. I thought it was a flim-flam because Tank, why would you take Tank from Atlanta and from Baltimore
where he sells out
at Christmas time?
And he sells out. Right.
Yes. So I felt like he was going to fight Isaac Pitbull Cruz. I had said that. That because they want to have it over there because it's a Mexican. So they can get the Mexicans, Latinos to come support. Yes. So that's what they was banking on. So that's why I knew that Rolly fight wasn't probably going to come to pass.
And now
that was
so
just
he
like
is
a smoke screen.
He is fighting Pitbull, right? I heard that was the replacement for that fight. Currently.
Yeah, I had predicted that a while ago. Because when they told me it was in LA, I said, no. Usually, if you go back in history, when Roy Jones fought over there, he fought Gonzalez. I forgot his first name, the tall Mexican.
Julio.
Yeah,
Julio Gonzalez. He died in a motorcycle accident.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and with E-Bunny from my hometown, Toledo, Ohio, when he fought over there in the main event, he fought Mikey Garcia.
Yeah.
When I forgot who did when Wilder fought over there. Was it a Latino, the first one? But sometimes when a fighter gets big, you can take them to LA, you know, because it's the star capital. They definitely want to do that. You definitely want to have a good opponent. But
did Wilder fight Areola in LA?
It might have been.
Chris
It was somebody, but that's the typical script. Yeah, but that's like the typical script because you can get the Latinos and the Mexicans to come out and support that fan, they fighter. And so and then you can try to make the other fighder a big star. And so
that's a marketing strategy they use.
That fight, even though Rolly, even though Rolly is Latino too, he mixed with some.
Yeah.
Remember? So, but I believe they needed a more hard-grown Latino, more Mexican, like Isaac Pitbull Cruz. So I thought that was a better deal out there in LA. So that's what I thought about that. So I'm still heading out there for it because whatever Tank fights is be electrifying. I definitely like Tank Davis. So I definitely will be at his fight in LA. It's gonna be lit out there. So it's definitely gonna be hit.
The way he finished in State Farm Arena in Atlanta and beat Barrios, that was a hell of a performance, man. I like Tank, but I instantly became more of a Tank fan that night.
Oh yeah. I've been a Tank fan, but I just believe against 140 pounds, I don't believe he'll beat those guys. I told Mario Barnes it was an easy fight for him if he'd have stayed behind the artifact because he forward. He gave up his height.
He
Man,
bent down.
If you
he took his height away.
And they making this guy the A side. If you're the B side against the A side, man, you make this fight a boring, dull fight. You slow the fight down as much as you can to make the A side guy feel the heat from the fans and make him come forward this counter. It was an easy fight. I told Rudy, Mario's Bar's trainer, that's his trainer, Rudy. I told him what was going to happen. I said, man, y'all going to be up on the cards 4 or 5 rounds, easy, because of your height. I said, but y'all going to give it up. I told him the night before the fight. He looked right over me and acknowledged me. Him and his kids. Give a shout out to Rudy, the trainer of Mario Barnes, and his kids. They good people. Yeah, they definitely is. Yeah, but, you know, a lot of fighters lose on that technical. That's why the matchmaking is very critical in boxing. They study you under a microscope, and they see your flaws. They see your flaws, and they know how a fighter can beat you. So that's very important for fighters to develop and get better. Like I told Deontay Wilder a long time ago, you have to develop and get better because great fighters and great trainers going to peep that out on you, and they're going to know how to disarm you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's very critical. Hey, man. Yeah, it's definitely very critical.
It's been great having you on the show. It's my man Eric, the Wilder hater from Toledo, Ohio. Man, we covered a lot. We covered a lot today. I think you hit a lot of key points, key statements on all these different fighters that we just discussed. Spot on. We're gonna see what happens with your man Caleb Sweet Hands Plant this weekend in Vegas. Versus Canelo Alvarez, and then we're gonna see what's gonna happen with Bud and my man Sean Showtime Porter. And good stuff today, man. I appreciate you coming on and giving me your time, brother, because we love having you, man. Because you know we always chop it up when we live and in person. So you know we build a good rapport already. So I really appreciate you coming on Brawler Sports Media Boxing Show, man, and helping us get our fans and viewers to be more enlightened about what's happening out here in boxing.
Oh, anytime. And we have to do the post-fight after Canelo and Plant because, like I said, because, like I said, I stand on the art of boxing, the science of it. And I'm definitely going to be watching Caleb Sweet Hand Plant under a microscope. And I want the fans who's listening to this, I want them to watch him too, to see if he followed the script. Behind the jab, keeping range, not trying to stalk down the shorter fighter, and you the B side. Yeah, you're the taller fighter. Stay long, you can't go wrong.
Simple fundamentals.
Stick to that.
Simple fundamentals.
Yes. Exactly.
All right, E.
So,
hey man, we'll touch base after that fight, and we'll definitely do a post-fight show next week after the fight, like next Monday or Tuesday, and we'll get to the nitty-gritty, and then I'll let you depict that and put the science in place. What happened, why it happened, and how we ended up with the end results.
Okay, cool.
Hey man, thank you for coming out and being on the show. It's your boy Rick Muhammad, Brawler Sports Media. This is the Brawler Sports Boxing Show. Give it up for my special guest, my main man E, aka the Wilder Hater, Toledo, Ohio. All Ohio, stand up, baby. Till next time. Let's go, champ.
Brawlers, baby.